Hey guys, it's Mama J. After the last video, I got quite a few messages about my personal setup and the plate carrier I used in the video. So today, we're going to go over my plate carrier, what's on it, who it's by, and why I use it. So, we'll get started. This is a Crye AVS. Now, obviously, it's a little expensive for most people. There's a lot of different options. There are repros of pretty much all of this stuff as well, in case you're looking for it. So, Crye AVS with the harness system on it. There's no real point to run an AVS without the harness. At that point, it's just an oversized JPC. So the harness is a must on pretty much any AVS or CPC system. Then, so right here, this is a Mayflower quad panel. Now, I went with the Mayflower quad panel over your D3CR style chest rigs because it's designed to fit pretty much in the same footprint as your triple mag shingles. Obviously a little bit wider to get that fourth mag in there, but it's not designed as a chest rig. So it does actually work better mounting onto the plate carrier itself. I also like this one because if you see, it's got 3 GP pouches in the front. They're perfect size for the EG-18 smoke grenades. This one has a tag and shell. And this one, which is kind of my catch-all pouch, this point another tag shell, fist charger or generic fist charger in this case, as well as a AFBG6. So you can fit just about anything you want to in here, tourniquets, whatever you need. Again, right now it's set up for my grenade launcher setup. Plus you have 4 mags. Now a lot of times if you see me in the field, you realize I don't run 4 mags very often. Usually this one becomes the one in my gun, and usually a radio or kind of a catch-all pouch right there as well. So there's that. Then up top, this is an S&S Precision flip light. It is designed to put your phone down there so you can do all your navigation, battle planning, check Facebook, live stream, take pictures, selfies, whatever you want to do. You can actually have your phone mounted there. This one is nice because unlike the Juggernaut cases, it fits a wider variety of phones. Now it is designed for Galaxy series phones, but you can fit whatever you want to in it. At Iron Fury, I actually ran my Google Pixel in there. The only difference is the camera may not line up with the holes. So there's that. Both sides, 2 amplified Nexus PTTs for comms equipment. I do run a set of Comtac 3s and dual comm radios most of the time. So then on the dangler pouch, this one's a little different than most. This is the Whiskey 2 4 Pimps pouch. I chose this one for a couple different reasons. The Haley Strategic dangler, which I actually have one down here somewhere, they're a little small. Now they're perfect for IFACs or kits that you're not going to use very often, or if you do, you need it quick. But in airsoft, we need to access our equipment more frequently than you would, say, real steel equipment. So this one's a little bit bigger, gives you a little more room to put stuff in. This one's currently full of tag shells, Archangels, Reapers, chalk rounds, that kind of stuff. Now this one has also been modified a little bit. You can see, there we go. I don't have any on there right now, but it does have the loops on the back here that hold more tag shells, kind of similar to the Spirit's lunchbox. Now that's something I did personally onto mine. Another reason why these are great is they're fairly cheap. I think it's like 30 bucks or so. And they take a beating. So there's that. And then, let's see, going from there, this is a Crye Precision radio pouch, just your standard wing pouch. I typically run 1 radio up front with this blade antenna, because if you run 2 long antennas on your back, 2 like the embedder style radios or antennas, you can get bleed over it if there's not enough frequency difference between the 2, and it can overall create some issues. So I typically run 1 up front and 1 on the back with my body in between them. Now this is a fairly simple setup. It's nothing too crazy, but it does have a wide variety of options with the 3 GP pouches. I also have an elastic cumberbund. Now this one I actually made personally on the sides. Now typically, if you've ever listened to any of my articles about plate carriers and gear, I say carry the basics, carry what you need, and don't carry that much extra. Now I run the elastic cummerbunds on the sides with nothing in them most of the time, but they are there in case I need them, and they're pretty low profile since they're elastic. whether it means extra mags, extra grenades, extra radios, or whatever is need be. Plus it makes the plate carrier extra snug when you put it on. So speaking of snugness, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't really want to take this thing off the hangers, but on the inside of here, there's actually two sets of pads. On the front, there's a set of pontoons with the Bodyarmor vents in the middle, and then there's the Crye precision pads as well, which I can pull one off here. They're just your basic pads, nothing too crazy here. But I run these with the Bodyarmor vents on top of them. So what it does is it creates extra space between your body and the plate carrier, so the air can move through the pads, but also through the Bodyarmor vent as well. And I ran this at Iron Fury and a couple other events where it was pretty toasty, and honestly, it makes a huge difference. Obviously, comfort-wise, there's extra padding in there, but the breathability of being able to get a little bit of standoff distance between yourself and the plate carrier allows airflow to come through, and it really makes a difference, especially if you're used to being a chest rig kind of guy. So, moving on to the back panel. Now, the main perk of Crye precision plate carriers, or replicas of them, are the zipper panels. Now, if you'll realize, this is not a Crye zipper panel. This is actually the Ferro Concepts assaulter back panel. This is the old Gen 1s with 3 pouches up top. In this case, I have 2 grenades and then smokes. You can also carry mags or whatever else you need in them. And you got a decent sized GP pouch down here, which this is kind of my catch-all. Usually has a Mama J Customs BB bag, some flex cuffs, or whatever happens to be in there for the the mission or whatever event it happens to be. But the cool part is, which again is kind of hard to see and I don't really want to take it all the way off, but it actually is on a zipper panel. This is the Whiskey 2-4 zipper panel, which works on the Crye precision plate carriers. They have a couple different sizes for them. They also make them for the Spiritus and I believe a couple other companies as well. So they make it a zip-on panel on it, so you can zip this Ferro Concepts on and off. You can also put whatever kind of, it's General Molly, so you can put whatever pouches you want to on there. Now I also have, this is a TMC. For those of you who know, I'm a real steel guy. You're like, what the world? But honestly, really quality stuff, especially for the price point. These are good zipper panels. And then I also have one more. This is a custom one. It's actually a map pack that I've modded to be a zipper panel. So there are adaptability within the plate carriers with different panels, depending on what the mission is. Now this is kind of the standard. I generally run this run more times than not, but it really just depends. I do swap them out pretty often. And then last but not least, on the bottom here, can't really see it so I don't want to take it out, but I actually run the Qore IcePlate in the back for a couple reasons. One, it offsets the weight of the front, and it also gives you hydration without having to run a spare hydration pouch underneath of this or in lieu of this. So it gives you more options on your back panels without having to run a giant hydro pack over top of it or worry about what's going to happen if you're running, especially HPA, with a tank and a hydro. It keeps it right in your back plate bag, so it keeps things nice and easy for you. And then the tube obviously runs up here to the front. And I also have 2 tourniquet staged on both left and right. Now they don't usually go back there, but that's where they stay. But yeah, so it's generally a pretty simple setup. It's a little overkill for a lot of different things. But the reason why I like it is adaptable. So I can run 4 mags. I can run a wide variety of internal, either grenades, extra radios, snacks, whatever the mission may need. Plus I have the option to remove 1 mag and run a spare radio or water bottle or whatever, and still maintain the 3 mags, which is kind of your standard. Now I also run a belt. I've already done a video on that one as well. And then the kind of last little bit of add-on is I do run a fanny pack, just because they're awesome. It's a great way to carry extra gear that you may or may not need, or gear you want to give to somebody else if you need it. This one's full of tagging shells, and usually I run this as a standalone system, so it'll have a fist charger, grenades or rounds, as well as a shell, so I can hand this to you and hand you my launcher and say, hey, go blow stuff up. And also, I usually run it on my butt, on the backside, and then just slide around when I need it. So it's a great way to carry extra gear without being, super cumbersome. And it also gets you off your plate carrier. So all the grenades that are in this would cover most of this if I tried to run them. So it does give more freedom in your plate carriers as well to run something on your belt. So guys, that's about all I got for you. There'll be more videos to come. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments. Shoot me a message either way. I'm excited to get the series going for you. So you guys have a good one.